Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beard, the feature race at Woodbine on Saturday. The Grade 2 Connaught Cup, we're going 7 furlongs on the E.P. Taylor turf course, and it is a nice card at Woodbine on Saturday. So get involved with a DRF Bets account. When you deposit $100, you get to bet with $250. It's no brainer. Bets.drf.com is where you go for all the details. Let's meet these turf sprinters. They're going 7/8 of a mile. Race number 8 in the Connaught Cup. M House is your 2-1 morning line favorite. This horse did some good things overseas, Mike, and in his seasonal debut, hard to knock it, the elusive quality. I thought Jose Ortiz gave him a really nice, patient ride. He saved every inch of ground. He went after favored Big Handsome, turning into the stretch, put that horse away, and then here came Therapist to nip us at the wire. It was a tough beat. Do you believe in the Euro bounce?
No, but we'll see what happens with those. I can't knock his stateside debut, Dan. I thought he ran really well in there. I agree with everything you said about it. I mean, Jose did everything. This horse didn't break that great from the gate, but after that, he gave this horse a perfect trip. He looked home free past the 8th pole, and Therapist somehow came and ran him down, even though Therapist didn't get the most clever ride in the world and got himself into a little trouble in the upper stretch. He still was able to run him down. I was disappointed this horse didn't win that race, but I can't deny that he ran pretty well in there.
But I think 7 furlongs is his distance. He proved that overseas.
That's true.
I think he's going to like the E.P. Taylor turf course with that long straightaway. Certainly with that last Beyer speed figure, he fits in this race very, very well. And Connor Murphy's done well at Woodbine in the past with turf sprinters. Remember old Dimension back in the days?
Yeah.
He's done some good work. M House, though, 2-1, it's a little bit light. Let's take a look at the Timeform U.S. pace projector, because being a European-based runner, we expect M House to be where it is early at last. And a blue bar situation favoring horses on or near the early lead may hurt the favorite and help the number 3 Yorkton. I'm a big fan of Yorkton. I do wonder if he's a little better on the synth, Mike.
I do too. I feel like he's a better synthetic horse. I also feel like he's probably a
sneaky
little better 6 furlong horse too. We'll see how this pace plays out, because I know that they have him right up on the lead. Is there any chance that the one goes with him early?
Shakamat's got to go.
He's got to go with him early. I mean, listen, maybe it will play out this way. Maybe they won't go fast in here. But I got to believe that this horse takes some pressure from the horse on the inside.
If you give Yorkton this kind of pace scenario, he can run a big race, as he did in the Bold Venture last year. But I agree with you. 7 is worrisome. Turf's a little worrisome. He set the pace in this race last year, and it could have some nice horses. Caribou Club's a really good horse that would certainly have fit in this race.
Better field than this one last year.
He ran a good 4th. He's dangerous if he gets the situation. To me, 4-1 on the morning line, just a little bit light. Let's talk about the horse down on the rail. That's old Shakamat, who won the Grade 3 Transylvania way back as a 3-year-old. Coronation Futurity as a 2-year-old. Very quietly has had a nice career for trainer Roger Atfield. Actually won the Tropical Turf in 2017. They're taking the blinkers off, and the last time he raced without blinkers was way back on February the 24th. He was dangled in for a 62.5 tag. He showed good speed. Who knew Clyde's Image was this good?
Got good. It's very true. You never would have expected it, but Clyde's Image has gotten very good. This horse, he's not consistent, and I guess that's the real problem for him.
Won in a long
but
time.
when he shows up and runs his good race, that's a pretty good race. I wonder if he can show it in here, Dan. I feel like 7 furlongs might actually be a really good distance for him, but he's got to show speed. I mean, do you see the race on his card where he didn't show speed and he ran well? I don't see it. They got to send this horse. If he's in form and they think he's going to run a good race, they got to send him and try and get forward in here.
He has only sprinted 5 times in his career, but worth noting his career debut in 2015, 7 furlongs on the synth. He won that race. Maybe the turn back is good. And again, last time without blinkers on turf, Clyde's Image, all he did was come back to run 2nd in a Grade 1 with a 98 Beyer, 3rd in a Grade 1 with a 99 Beyer. We see the 2 Savage Battle, and he can be close to this pace. This is a horse 2 starts back in the Colonel Power. I thought he ran well against a decent horse in Chaos Theory. He attacked onto a pretty confident ride. He was second best in between horses. I thought he ran okay, and then last time he was in against the aforementioned Big Handsome, who came back to finish 3rd behind M House with a 92 Beyer. He is solid. He is tactical. He is coming into this race off about a 3-month layoff.
He was in pretty good form when we last saw him. I don't want these horses stretching out from 5.5 to 7. I know it's still a sprint distance, but this is a really difficult stretch out in distance. I really feel like these 7 furlong turf races, they play more for the miler types. This horse is not really a miler type. His races, when they stretch him out, they're not nearly as good as his short sprints.
Eminent Force is expected to be close to the pace. That would be a feather in his cap. And listen, he's a nice horse. He's 9 years old. He's won 15 of 47. And last time out, still as a 9-year-old, world he can run.
Yeah.
Don't be so salty, beat him. That horse came back to win with an 84 buyer and came back to win again with a 90 buyer. He is listed as a vet scratch on May the 11th, but he has won plenty of turf races in his career. I'm not worried about the surface, which I am worried if he's a grade stakes horse.
Me too. I mean, that's what you have to worry about. He's a horse who's been sort of knocking around those high price claiming, optional claiming allowance races lately. Put him in the mix in the stretch, though, and he will fight you for it. This is a really tough spot for him.
I wonder if El Tormento will find some of that speed that he had as a 3-year-old, because he was pretty quick out of the gate in some of those turf races. His last 2 races, he has shown no speed whatsoever. Maybe just post 11 just took the game plan away from this horse. I think he's sneaky in here. He passed a couple tired horses in that seasonal debut as a lightly raced 4-year-old. We probably haven't seen his best. And the horse that beat him last time out, Totally Boss, is sharp. He came back to win with a 91 buyer at Churchill. Figs are a little light.
Figs are a little light, but he's lightly raced too. I mean, this horse could easily take a step forward. You know, his Charlie Barley on the mile last year, he ran well in that race. You're right. This is a sneaky horse, especially if he's a big price.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 2 Connaught Cup. I want 2 horses in this race. I want M. House. I also want Mike's top selection, Curlin's Honor, who is my second pick. Curlin's Honor, while he has not won on the turf, has run well enough on the turf to make me think he's going to be just fine on it. And last time out, I thought it was a good prep in the Cartier. They got him back on synth after that. You know, they tried it on dirt. It didn't work out. Listen, he had to alter course to the outside late in that race. He was running at Pink Lloyd. It was just a nice comeback to Woodbine. And again, he's lightly raced. We might not have seen his best. If he takes a forward move, he could beat M. House.
And that's how I looked at it too. They're really the only 2 horses I wanted in this field. I do have a thing for this horse. I don't mind them coming back to turf. And I actually like the 7 furlongs for him too. He's sort of a weird horse because he doesn't have like big acceleration, but he just stays on towards the end of his races. That's what he was doing last time. It took him a while to get going, and then he had to sort of split horses to get a run. But once he did, he was really running at the end. I thought that race set him up well for this one.
So those are the 2 we like in multiple race wagers. Mike is going 8, 6, and 1 for his single race picks. I'm going 6, 8, 1, and 2 in the Grade 2 Connaught Cup. That is the feature at Woodbine on Saturday. Get involved with your DRF Bets account. Deposit 100, bet with 250. DRF Bets, ready, set, bet. Approximate post time for the Connaught Cup, 5 o'clock Eastern. Good luck.